Have you ever been told that you could not do something, not because you lack talent or discipline, but simply because of who you are? For generations, women in sports have been told that they couldn't compete, or they simply just did not accept the challenge of pushing through barriers that were set. During college, I played a little bit of volleyball and basketball, but I didn't want to play for the college team. I decided that I wanted to play with the guys. So a group of friends and roommates, we decided that we were going to play co-ed flag football and co-ed basketball. And when we spearheaded those groups, we ended up taking both teams to nationals each and every year. So because of our perseverance, not waiting for permission, accepting challenges, knowing we were possibly considered weak, too emotional, too fragile, maybe too distracting, or maybe we didn't belong. We accepted the challenge anyway, and more women started to play co-ed sports. Accepting challenges has never frightened a woman who knows her worth. We look at Catherine Switzer. She ran in the Boston Marathon during the 60s, and women were not allowed to run then. But she registered as KV Switzer. Very clever. 4 miles into the race, she was pulled off, and she wondered, why was I taken out of this race? But she didn't wait for permission. She decided, I'm going to run anyway. And she did. And because of her perseverance, her courage, 5 years later, women were allowed to run in the Boston Marathon. Fast forwarding to Billie Jean King, one of our great women tennis players. She was tired of being dismissed or women's tennis being seen as inferior or unequal pay. So former champion Bobby Riggs decided he wanted to compete against the top female athlete. And this battle became known as the Battle of the Sexes. It wasn't all about women's dominance over men. It was about defeating a mindset that women were too weak, too fragile, too emotional. They didn't belong. So she accepted the challenge. Over 90 million people watched this match, and Billie Jean won. Because of her generous and courageous efforts, all 4 Grand Slam tournaments now have equal pay. If we fast forward a little bit more to Serena Williams, she was told she was too emotional, too aggressive, too muscular. But she didn't change her appearance. She didn't shrink. She wasn't judged for her backhand. She was judged for other things that she was not in charge of. So she pushed through those barriers, and she decided that I'm going to continue on. She defined what strength and excellence look like, and she is one of the most dominant women in women's sports and not just women's tennis. But this conversation is more than women in sports. It's about when women accept challenges publicly, they send a message to young girls privately that you do belong. You do deserve this spotlight. It's about going beyond stadiums and accepting challenges and not waiting for permission into classrooms, into boardrooms, into leadership. And over again, women continue to accept challenges, not because they enjoy obstacles, but because they believe in possibility. They know that it can be done. And it's like showing up to the Boston Marathon, being pulled off and running anyway. It's about playing on an unequal and not even getting paid the same amount, but still defeating a man despite what you've been told, too weak, too fragile, not waiting for permission. It's about showing up even when someone tells you, what are you doing here? You don't belong. And responding with, watch me, I do belong. Teddy Roosevelt would be proud being the woman in the arena, not waiting for permission and accepting the challenge. Thank you.